Our children's programs continue this morning with Liftoff, before Oscar and Friends and a colourful art attack. Jim Henson's Secret Life of Toys uncovers the fun in the toy room. Then The Legends of Treasure Island highlights the adventures of Jim Hawkins, before Zoo Olympics. Jim Henson's The Storyteller tells of the Three Ravens, before Plasmo. Programs are seen an hour later in Tasmania. Coming up on ABC, World at Noon, followed by Lateline. At 1 o'clock, Senator Richard Alston, the Minister for Communication, will be the guest at the National Press Club in Canberra, before police hands are tied when a 12-year-old boy runs amok on the Bill. Our children's programs begin at 3 o'clock this afternoon with Sesame Street. Programs are seen an hour later in Tasmania. Enjoy your viewing on ABC.
This week, Stephanie Alexander finds the tasty side of Melbourne, from the salty
goat cheese lover from way back.
to the slightly sticky,
Absolutely delicious with the sweet lime.
the truly wholesome,
Ever anyone wanted to know why they're called eggplant? There it is.
right down to the truly decadent.
And it's wonderfully liked, don't you think?
Well, it depends how much you eat.
A shared table with Stephanie Alexander, tonight at 8.
Coming up tonight on ABC, following a shared table with Stephanie Alexander, an all-new movie-length McCallum. With Dan Gallagher now leading the team, he becomes the target of a dangerous prankster when he suspects that those responsible for 2 murders are obsessed with death. Then Lateline looks at China celebrating 50 years of communist rule. That's tonight's viewing on ABC. Our children's programs continue this morning with Liftoff, before Oscar and Friends and an art attack. Jim Henson's Secret Life of Toys uncovers the fun in the toy room. Then The Legends of Treasure Island highlights the adventures of Jim Hawkins, before Zoo Olympics. Jim Henson's The Storyteller has a variation on the Cinderella story, before Plasmo. Programs are seen an hour later in Tasmania. Coming up on ABC, World at Noon, followed by Lateline. At 1 o'clock, a successful businessman makes Mickey realise just how lucky he is in police rescue, before Sun Hill's finest search for the truth when a lawyer is stabbed by her fiancé on the Bill. Then our children's programs begin at 3 o'clock with Sesame Street. Programs are seen an hour later in Tasmania. Enjoy your viewing on ABC.
Federation is what made Australia a nation.
We must unite as one great Australian people.
Some of our best-known actors bring to life the voices of our past. Hear the stories of the people who fought for the right to vote.
We shall be content with nothing less than equal adult suffrage for men and women.
For recognition
White people ought to be very good to us, for they got our good country for nothing.
and for unity. Federation, tonight, 9:30.
Tonight on ABC, Quantum reports a lab in Adelaide is developing a new drug that could revolutionise the treatment of cancer. Then Australian Story goes inside the House of Foster for a tale of money, sex and ruin, before Peter Burner gets to the heart of the issues on Backburner. Following Federation, Lateline looks at the brave new world of digital TV. What exactly are we in for? That's tonight on ABC. Our children's programs continue this morning with Liftoff, before Oscar and Friends and a colourful art attack. Jim Henson's Secret Life of Toys uncovers the fun in the toy room. Then The Legends of Treasure Island highlights the adventures of Jim Hawkins, before Zoo Olympics. Jim Henson's The Storyteller tells of the heartless giant, before Plasmo. Programs are seen an hour later in Tasmania. Coming up on ABC, World at Noon, followed by Lateline. Foreign correspondent reports on the devastating spread of AIDS along the trucking routes across Africa. Then Sun Hill hunts for 2 children who have been kidnapped from nursery school on the Bill. Our children's programs begin at 3 o'clock this afternoon with Sesame Street. Programs are seen an hour later in Tasmania. Enjoy your viewing on ABC.
Coming up tonight on ABC, the suave, sophisticated and very funny Sean McAuliffe stars in the McAuliffe program. Following DL and Pascoe and Eye to Eye with Betty Churcher, forensic pathologist Sam Ryan concludes her investigation surrounding the body found in a burnt-out restaurant on Silent Witness. Then Dylan Lewis manages the music and mayhem of the 10:30 slot. Enjoy your evening with ABC.
Coming up tonight on ABC, tiger brings us close to one of the world's most magnificent animals in its natural habitat. Then, following the premiere of Secret Men's Business, Compass continues The Devil, an Unauthorized Biography, by looking at the terror and torture carried out to defeat Satan, before a profile of Ludwig van Beethoven on the great composers. Enjoy your evening with ABC. Our education programs begin this morning by exploring our sense of hearing on For the Juniors, before Seahouse takes us beneath the ocean's surface. Here's The Beat promotes an appreciation of music. Then Geographical Eye over Africa studies tourism along the Zambezi River. Living Australia examines the shape of our country, before Taking Care of Business deals with office administration. Programs are seen an hour later in Tasmania. Our education programs begin today with a trip to Maffiga's Math Shop. Then Le Club shows a fun way to learn to speak French. At 10:30, the Acme School of Staff explains some everyday technology before Australians. Tanya Nugent takes us behind the news, then Hallo aus Berlin offers a lesson in German before we explore the creative process on Art Zone. Programs are seen an hour later in Tasmania.
This is a country with a history of conflict.
Relatively speaking, I guess this is a dangerous place for journalists. Since I've been here, there have been at least 4 editors who were assassinated.
But Cambodia's stories are being told.
Can you give us a roundup of what's happening with your story?
I haven't written it yet.
I had no journalistic experience whatsoever when I arrived here.
Apparently $20 million was paid to someone high up to get this stuff in.
This is The Post, tonight, 8:30.
Tonight on ABC, a bereaved husband tells police he has shot a man and left him to die, but refuses to reveal his whereabouts on the bill. Following Inside Story, The Post, foreign correspondent reports on the crisis in Russia's Red Army over sending untrained conscripts into war zones. Then Lateline discusses Asia's economic recovery. Is it real? The View from the World Economic Forum, tonight on ABC. Our education programs begin today with a trip to Maffiga's Math Shop. Then Le Club shows a fun way to learn to speak French. At 10:30, the Acme School of Staff explains some everyday technology before Australians. Tanya Nugent takes us behind the news. Then Hallo aus Berlin offers a lesson in German before we explore the creative process on Art Zone. Programs are seen 1 hour later in Tasmania.
This is the beginning of a 2-year journey for our family.
David Pera and Elizabeth Pera Cook took their daughter with them when they filmed the Galapagos Islands.
I love to film birds in flight and to capture that sense of weightlessness.
They came back with award-winning films about a unique place and its unusual animals.
You're in their home, so all these things become objects of their curiosity.
This is their adventure, 2 years in Galapagos, tonight, 8:30.
Coming up tonight on ABC, Stephanie Alexander combs Sydney Harbour for the perfect location for a Greek picnic on a shared table. Following 2 years on Galapagos, the drama of life support continues with another difficult choice about how much to tell an 11-year-old with leukemia. Then as Indonesia elects a new president, Lateline reports on the latest developments. That's tonight's viewing on ABC. Our education programs begin this morning with a story about musical Harriet on Bookbug. Then Sparky and the Bugs explore how disease is caused. Benin, an African kingdom, examines craft, followed by Many Nations, One People. Willkommen offers a lesson in German. Then the maths program looks at real-life problems before place and people. Programs are seen 1 hour later in Tasmania. Enjoy your morning with ABC.
Another busy week of news and another endless supply of mindless comments.
It bites. Slime taken from a bird bath in a Canberra backyard could lead to cancer-fighting drugs.
We say finally something constructive from the slime in Canberra.
It stings.
We're the government. We aren't qualified to run a major corporate enterprise.
It burns.
You Aussies, what a sense of humour.
Satire that scalds. Backburner, tonight at 9.
Tonight on ABC, Quantum looks at the Australian research to fight the parasite that causes malaria. Australian Story looks at the death of a battleship, the last days of HMAS Perth. Following Backburner, Federation concludes the story of the struggle to federate. Then Lateline examines whether we are meant to be monogamous, before Ron Sexsmith performs in Studio 22. Enjoy your evening with ABC.
Coming up tonight on ABC, the suave, sophisticated and very funny Sean McAuliffe stars in the McAuliffe program. Following DL and Pascoe and Eye to Eye with Betty Churcher, a second death complicates forensic pathologist Sam Ryan's investigation on Silent Witness. Then Dylan Lewis is joined by a great lineup of guests, including Doc Neeson from The Angels, on the 10:30 slot. Enjoy your evening with ABC.
Tonight, the titans of the Jurassic.
The biggest dinosaurs of all, the sauropods.
They shaped the landscape around them, but even they were not safe from predators.
They are still not large enough to repel an attack from an adult Allosaurus. These are the lions of the Jurassic, the top predators of their age.
A prehistoric fight for survival. Walking with Dinosaurs, tonight, 7:30.
Coming up on ABC, following Walking with Dinosaurs, Julie Walters and Victoria Wood star as mother and daughter in the comedy series Dinner Ladies. The stunning drama of Eureka Street runs the full extent of life's emotions. Then come on a journey through the most transforming period of human history on Renaissance, before Compass profiles the spirit of Tibet through the life of a Tibetan Buddhist teacher. That's tonight on ABC.
On Four Corners, the court decisions to keep children at home.
Whatever damage is done will be almost impossible to change.
Vulnerable children subjected to neglect.
Feel sad.
Do you want to drink water? There's a lot of fear, a lot of anger because I don't think anybody wants them.
Keeping the family together at all costs.
The best course of action is for the child to be removed.
A provocative investigation tonight at 8:30.
Coming up tonight on ABC, Alex is hopeful of a property boom in the Bay when rich friends are interested in buying in Dogs Head Bay. Following Four Corners and Media Watch, the Art Show reports on the Melbourne Festival with plenty of dance, drama and music. Then on Two Shot, John Doyle speaks with parliamentarian Tim Fisher about life in and out of politics. Enjoy your evening with ABC.
What most of us can't imagine.
And this is it, you know. This is the day Brian Finch dies.
These men live through.
I find it very hard to understand.
Now they're going back.
I've been feeling crook in the stomach and I know it's only nerves.
Remembering their past.
I just keep looking to the left and the right.
Facing their demons.
I can't go out there.
A story of tremendous courage and hope. Shell-shocked tonight, 8:30.
Tonight on ABC, witnessing a hit and run pushes a young woman to desperate measures on the bill. Following our inside story, shell-shocked, foreign correspondent reports from the streets of Angola where civil war has left the country in ruins, and from Thailand where Buddhism clashes with consumerism. Then Lateline looks at the role of business in the cash for comment scandal. That's tonight on ABC.
Up to a bit sad sometimes, throwing them back.
tuck into the best bites from the sea and the land when Stephanie Alexander visits Noosa.
The avocados, do they actually ripen on the tree?
There's a summer salad everyone can make.
I'm going to add the crab first and then the avocado.
And a stir-fry that'll light your fire.
Okay, veggies ready, duck ready.
God, that just looks fantastic, Stephanie.
Unwind at a shared table with Stephanie Alexander tonight at 8.
Tonight on ABC, following a shared table, award-winning filmmakers David Pera and Elizabeth Pera-Cook observed the land iguanas in their journey up the volcano on the Dragons of Galapagos. The drama of life support continues with the euthanasia question putting a promising young doctor's career at risk. Then Lateline reports from the Regional Australia Summit. How bad is the crisis in the bush? That's tonight on ABC.
Polio is a disease that has crippled and killed thousands, mostly children.
There was no vaccine. There was no cure.
But when an American president was afflicted, the race was on to eradicate the virus.
Roosevelt never did recover the use of his legs.
In the rush for a vaccine, mistakes were made.
The results were disastrous. Some children were paralyzed by the injection, and some died.
Conquering a paralyzing fear, tonight, 9:30.
Coming up tonight on ABC, Quantum looks at how Australia was at the forefront of computer technology 50 years ago. Australian Story tells an unusual tale of modern love, with a twist, before Peter Berner holds a blowtorch to current affairs on Back Burner. Following a paralysing fear, Lateline looks at the internet music revolution. Then, Red Rivers and the Rocket Tones perform in Studio 22. Enjoy your evening with ABC.
Coming up tonight on ABC, the suave, sophisticated and very funny Sean McAuliffe stars in the McAuliffe program. Following the Mrs. Bradley mysteries and Eye to Eye with Betty Churcher, forensic pathologist Sam Ryan becomes suspicious about a patient's death on Silent Witness. Then Dylan is joined by a great lineup of guests on the 10:30 slot. Enjoy your evening with ABC.
As perfectly evolved killing machines, sharks were patrolling the oceans long before marine reptiles appeared.
There is something more terrifying than Jaws.
At 150 tons, it is the largest and most powerful carnivore ever to live on the planet. And Lipluridon is a shark eater.
This is the time for ocean dwellers to rule in an ever-changing world. Walking with Dinosaurs, tonight, 7:30.
Tonight on ABC, following Walking with Dinosaurs, Julie Walters and Victoria Wood star as mother and daughter in the comedy series Dinner Ladies. The stunning drama of Eureka Street exposes the stress of modern living. Then Renaissance continues our journey through the most transforming period of human history, before Compass looks at the last days of inmates on death row through the eyes of Sister Helen Prejean. That's tonight on ABC.